Hudswell Clarke of Leeds are a very well-known railway foundry and have built many locomotives, a lot of which are currently still in preservation. Now, as the title suggests, we shall be looking at one of these many designs that they've built. No, not that one, that's slightly too big. That one is Thomas the Tank Engine, of course it's not that one. Close. There we go. This is Waleswood of 1906, built by Hudswell Clarke for Skinner and Holford's Waleswood Colliery and coking plant located between Sheffield and Rotherham. The reason for them choosing a design like this was because of the four-coupled wheel arrangement and short wheelbase design, enabling the engine to navigate the tight radius bends and uneven track that was typical of the colliery environments. Number 750 was purchased to replace an earlier locomotive, a Yorkshire Engine Limited 040 saddle tank built in 1878 as works number 323. It is reported that 323 carried the name Waleswood, and when it was sold to Thomas W. Ward in 1902, the nameplates were removed and subsequently fitted to the new number 750. After a fairly straightforward working life, Waleswood was returned to Hudswell Clarke for a complete overhaul in 1930. The image above, from her working life, shows NCB logos on the cab sides, dating this image as post-1946. Note the reduced height and homemade chimney, and the lower position of the whistle to meet the colliery's height restrictions. By this point, the nameplates were no longer present, which may have occurred when the saddle tank was replaced. In 1962, Waleswood Colliery closed, and HC 750 was moved next door to Kinverton Colliery. I probably screwed that up, where she worked for a further 10 years. In 1972, she was sold to a scrap metal dealer, who painted her green, named her Samantha, and placed her in his front garden. In 1975, she arrived in this condition at Steamport Southport, when she was purchased and first entered preservation. In the early days of Steamport, 750 did much of the heavy lifting, giving brake van rides, even with the familiar corroded cylinder cover. 750 remained a popular engine in Southport, and even had a spell of operating in this thing. But in 1990 her boiler ticket expired, and her new owner relocated her to Shackiston to undertake a full overhaul. Waleswood was fully dismantled and a thorough overhaul commenced. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the project continued to stall, and 750 was dismantled for 25 years exposed to the elements. Along the way, 750 found herself relocated into storage at Statford Barn, from where she was acquired in 2016, since which time she has undergone a complete restoration, following which she moved to Chasewater on the 1st of September 2019, moving under her own steam for the first time in just 30 years, a few days later. Since then, she has operated at Chasewater, with excursions to the Buckinghamshire Railway Centre at Quainton and the Ribble Railway at Preston Docks. In the very early months of 2024, she moved from her present home at the Chasewater to Peak Rail, which seems to be more of a kind of now permanent thing. She isn't the most interesting locomotive we will cover or have covered on this series. However, there is one thing that is certain. She is by far one of the best looking Hudswell Clarke locomotives still left, and no doubt that she will keep running into the future, gallant as always. And that there was the history of Waleswood. If you'd like to see another locomotive done in this series, there is a poll on the community tab where you can go and vote now for the next locomotive to be covered in this series. Until then, I'll see you later.